Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna do a little bit of something here. I haven't done this in a while, making a wrestling video. I haven't done this in such a long time, and this is by far as good as any right here. This is a perfect opportunity to discuss this. This is something I want to discuss for a few months now. Actually, not actually this entire month to be specific. Something big happened, and everybody knows what this big thing happened. Probably the biggest moment in wrestling history. Probably the most shocking moment in wrestling history. One of the biggest stars in wrestling. One of the most iconic stars in wrestling. A man who's carried the WWE from the 2000s, the 2000 and the 2010s. A man that's been well known. And now I'm talking about John Cena. He has turned heel in March of this year. He has turned heel. And as I'm recording this, today is March 19th. So this is after Cena's promo, which we'll discuss this in a little bit. This, without a doubt, is one of the greatest moments in wrestling. This is a shocking moment, the most shocking moment in the wrestling history. The last time I felt shocked in that degree was the Undertaker streak being broken. When the Undertaker streak being broken, I felt shocked and wouldn't end up being in disbelief. Here right now, Cena has turned heel. Now, the dude's contribution to wrestling is massive. Love him or hate him, the men deserve his flowers. The dude started up as just a normal generic wrestler, from the prototype to the thoughts economics to the whole John Cena hustles with respect to Super Cena to now being heel Cena. This man been a babyface for over I think at this point 22 years. Because he was a face since November 2003, so that's 22, almost 21 years and a half. Say 22 years. That's how long Cena was a face. And he's been the face of the company since 2005, all the way up to 2015. I'll say most of 2014. So he was 9 years. He was the face of the company. And the last 10 years of his career is a very interesting resurgence, I would say. But it was kind of like a mixed bag. The first half, from 2015 to 2016, 15-16, were a very good year for Cena. For the first time, John Cena was out of the main event scene for the first time in a while, winning the US title. And he has a career resurgence with that, with the US Open Challenge, which is actually a very entertaining part. It's basically Cena is giving the younger talent opportunity to shine. Due to that challenge, we have seen people like Cesaro and Ziggler given the chance, while also introducing two new people that are right now fan favorites, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And it was a perfect opportunity to know them, even though thus I known them from NXT and I've watched NXT a bit in that time frame. It's still pretty cool to see them, being introduced. And heck, Kevin Owens, had an amazing start of his career. His first year in the main roster was awesome. But let's go back to Cena. John Cena hasn't won a singles match since 2016. He hasn't won a match in so long, a singles one-on-one match in such a long time. If you look at the list, he lost against The Undertaker. He lost against Triple H. He lost against he lost against Solo Sikoa, Austin Theory, so on and so forth. He lost to a lot of people. He missed out a lot of WrestleManias because at that time Cena was heck, he lost to Roman Reigns. So he was becoming a part timer around 2000, late 2016. He became kind of a part time wrestler because he had to go whole thing with Hollywood. And in 2024, last year, Cena has made a big announcement that shocked the wrestling world. Is he's going to retire, which it was a massive moment, a big breaking news moment that shocked the wrestling world. So 2025 will be his final year. Now, going through like this final year, or I would call it his farewell tour, this tour, it felt like just like a just normal tour, just Cena fighting us some new, while also reignite some of his old rivalries like Punk, Randy, for example, being the old. Maybe find some new people in LA Knight, and let's just say other like LA Knight, for example. Just an example for like people from the new era, not a lot of people from the new, and maybe Braun Breaker, for example, somewhere and so forth. But something interesting happened around, I'll tell you, around the Rumble. If you look at look at Cena's way of delivering the things he said in the conferences, and he said what's best for business is him becoming a 17 world title. That was basically his last thing. Cena has done everything in his career except breaking Flair's record of 17. Now I know that people say that his reign is 21. He has 21-time world champion, maybe even more. But they recognizes Flair as a 16-time world champion. So we'll go from the WWE logic. He's a 16-time world champion. And Cena as well is the 16-time world champion. And he is right now he has a chance now to break the record as of now. Because he won the Elimination Chamber. And if you watch John Cena's behavior, even at the Rumble he got eliminated and Jey Uso wins, you can tell Cena was distraught. And Cena was, at that point, was realizing that he's no longer that big guy, the main event guy that he was. And I felt like right now, out of desperation, Cena inserted himself in the Elimination Chamber. He hasn't qualified like everybody else. Everybody else qualified except for him. He hasn't qualified whatsoever. He hasn't wrestled to earn his shot. He hasn't earned his shot to be Elimination Chamber like everybody else. Is he got himself inserted into the match. And Cena says this in the Royal Rumble conference, saying that what's best for business is me winning the Elimination Chamber, and what's best for business is me winning 17. That's what he said. And the whole term "best for business" was a pretty heel. You can tell it's pretty heelish. It's pretty heelish. And Cena's behavior in the end of the match was pretty heelish. Was such a very heelish tactic. Very heelish. So, I'd Cena win the match. Cody comes out, congratulates John Cena. Rock comes out with Travis Scott of all people, and said, "Cody, I want your soul, and I want you to embrace me and be my champion." Because The Rock wants Cody to be his corporate champion. Very similar to how The Rock was to Vince McMahon. It's basically the corporation. Very similar to the corporation. So, With that, with that set in stone, her was refused, and basically, like Triple H says, there's always a plan B. Well, Rock has a plan B, and it was John Cena was the plan B. And Cena gave this look after hugging Cody Rhodes. And he just switched from being happy to just stern face. Kicked him in the dick, punched the hell and beats the bricks off of Cody Rhodes. He left it on a bloody pulp. It is wild. And the heel turn is very similar to Hogan's heel turn back in 96. Back in Match on the Beach 96, when he literally turned on WCW and joined the NWO. That's literally what it is. Very similar to that. So we can jump 2 weeks on March 17th, 2025. John Cena made his entrance for the first time in a while. And since it's not in the States and it's in Belgium, I think that's where it was. You guys can put them in the comments. He got the loudest boo reaction ever. His reaction was his entrance. He kept the same music. He kept the same gear. There's a reason why he kind of kept this. And instead of him being all happy and all that, exciting the fans and everything, it's basically everything that Cena is basically the opposite. It's been being happy and cheerful, sucking up to the fans. It's the complete opposite. So instead of him running to the ring like he always does in his entrance, he just walks and gets in the ring like normal. So, which is pretty much very similar to the last time we saw an entrance very similar to that was in 2011 against CM Punk and Money in the Bank. That's the last time we see Cena have that similar kind of entrance. And Cena's cut the craziest promo. If I would say Cena was off, he was going off on the fans. He said, "I'm not a good guy or a babyface. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. I'm a very grounded person. And I've been in a 25-year abusive relationship," and saying that you guys aren't, heck, the things I did weren't good enough. I changed. It worked for half a second, but it didn't work. And then he started winning and winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And this is him basically talking about how his career, he went from the generic prototype wrestler to now Thugonomics. It went good for a while, but then it got, people weren't, go around with him. And then started winning and winning and winning and winning. This is basically John Cena's main event run. He kept winning, and people said he's not good enough. And then Cena talks about his last 10 years, saying that even I did a career renaissance, you still ain't good enough. And then he announced his retirement and said that this might be my last chance. You guys at least need to respect me, to like me, blah blah blah. And said, nope, it's still the same thing. And Cena was going off on people. And he said this, that the Cena sucks jackoffs, they let their voice heard, but the C Nation are even worse. They're even worse than the people who said Cena sucks. So basically people say, let's go Cena. These guys are bigger asshole, just as more assholish, or the same level of assholiness as the people who hate him. So basically it's equal. And Cena said this, pretty interesting. He says this, I don't have to change my look. You guys think I'm coming out, oh, it's gonna be a brand new look and everything. There's not gonna be a brand new look. You're not gonna hear a new theme music because my voice ain't there. You get nothing. You basically get nothing, because how people Or like one, like we all thought Cena's gonna turn, it's gonna have new theme, new entrance, new everything. But Cena kept everything the same and literally said that you guys get nothing. I'm gonna stay the fucking same because I'm grounded and I'm a human being. And literally, he can easily pick out a crowd, saying, "Yeah, I can see you, you." And he said that hustle, loyalty, respect is something that I live by on every day. That never give up. I live that by that code every single day. You guys just adopted that. You guys just literally took that. You didn't live by it. You took it. It wasn't in you. That's what it is. It's Cena went on a 15-minute absolute destroying the crowd. And he destroyed the crowd, destroyed the people who believed in him still after him turning heel, and the people who hated him. Telling them, I wasn't good enough. You guys think I was not good enough. You guys are shit. Fuck you all. This is what's the frustration. This is literally years of build-up frustration from Cena. A build-up frustration was putting all on full display. Cena was a ticking time bomb and he blown up. He blew up on the fans. He crashed out. He literally did a crash out. He blew up like a dynamite. Like a fucking, it's nuclear explosion. Just shitting on every single person. Every single person. I know that Carlos came out and said that you better bring in the Johnson that I know, otherwise I'll fucking run over and put in early retirement, blah blah blah. But the most important thing is Cena just literally was letting off. Literally, the crowd was crazy. Fuck you, Cena chants were fucking like coming in. Um, and then no, hey, goodbye, and all that. It's just the crowd was perfect. It is the perfect crowd for the perfect reaction. They waited 2 weeks to get to that so they can have a perfect crowd reaction, which is a good decision on their part. I definitely do appreciate them doing that because it was in the States, so it wouldn't be as big. But damn, the crowd reaction was just wild. It was wild. The boos were raining. Like, Jesus Christ. It was a wild. Even like looking at it now, which is crazy. And because Cena, he was about to pick up the mic. He drops the mic. He wants to leave. And I want to say, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going back in. I'm going to fucking speak. And he went off for 15 solid minutes. He went off on the fans. It was crazy. I'm gonna put this little extra layer here because I want to forget about it. There's certain times in our lifetimes that there's some phases, but we grow out of some certain phases in life. And when we have a phase in life, we grow out of it. Eventually, we'll grow out of it eventually. Cena, people want Cena to be turned heel for so long. Like, this is 22 years in the making. People want Cena to turn heel for 22 years. Like, for so long, people want him to see him as a heel for a very long time. Like, it is a long overdue, very long overdue. And as time go on, we kind of like ditched the idea of Cena being a heel. We kind of outgrew it as we getting older, or we outgrew it as time go on because now Cena's no longer a guy that's in full time in the roster. Now he's a part time. So, that's why people, start liking him a lot nowadays because he's no longer shoved down people's throats and not being the main event scene all the time. He is now comes in and out, but heck, he's becoming like basically an attraction. He became a special attraction since 2016. That's the way he is. He's basically becoming a special attraction now. Now, since he's more of a Hollywood guy and has busy stuff, his busy schedule. But yeah, that's based. And now, since the WWE says, you know what, let's make him a heel. This whole retirement tour is becoming more interesting. And seeing Cena's first promo as a heel, it really gives me heavy hopes of Cena being a 17 World Championship. And I'm definitely cannot wait to see him becoming a 17-time World Champion. It would be awesome. And it'll be something that I guarantee a lot of people will be excited. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I've been talking for a lot because this is a big moment. This is not some small little small moment. That is a big moment, and this will be edged in the wrestling history books. We will talk about this 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now. We will talk about March 1st, 2025, Cena turning heel after 22 years being a babyface. It will be talked about. Heck, even in the Hall of Fame, when Cena becomes in the Hall of Fame, he will talk about, oh, how I become a bad guy and turn heel. And I was like, holy shit, yeah, I remember that. That was a crazy moment. So yeah, that's something that's gonna be etched in our minds forever. It's the biggest moment in wrestling history, and it's gonna be a wild ride. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a wild ass ride. So yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Cena's heel turn? Do you think it's good? Do you think you like his heel turn? You don't like his heel turn? What are your thoughts on this? Leave it down in the comments. And yeah, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.